I'm Brenda.
And I'm Christy. We're two friends from high school who are connecting and reconnecting over music and memories.
Welcome to Normal Bias Podcast.
We're glad you're here.
She said record. Hey, y'all. Welcome back to Normal Bias Podcast. It's Brenda and Christy. I have to comment every time, yes, about the Zoom lady. She just said in progress. We're just clicking. We just started. Does that mean in progress?
Oh, I don't know. Anyway, I didn't even notice it was.
She said in. Yeah, she said in progress. That was weird. Is that like, how do they, who makes the voices? Like Siri? Is it like just some random automated robot voice that was invented?
Who makes the Siri voice?
Siri doesn't know who makes it. Here's the thing, you guys.
Her name is Susan Bennett.
It's a person. Hey, y'all. We're just jumping right in here. This is what y'all know. Okay, so welcome back. We are here in the smack middle of April. And we always like knowing what people do, or what do you do? I'm asking you, Christy, but anyone else listening, is your Siri, I always say Siri, a girl or boy?
My Siri is whatever is the default on the phone. I've tried.
Okay, which I think
it's a girl, and she hates me because
she hates you.
She does. Like I said, I was texting my niece this morning, and I said, so yesterday or this weekend, I was talking to her. I had like, do you ever have a pimple come up like right here? This little piece inside, like like right here. It's not right in your nose, like right there. A little pimple come up, and we were kind of talking about it this weekend and laughing about it. Well, this morning I had lunch with a client, and I got in the car, and I realized that little zit had sort of turned into dead skin, and it looked like I had breakfast with a booger sitting there the whole time. And I was laughing. So I voice texted Reagan. I was like, hey, you know that zit we were laughing about? And I don't know what Siri typed, but it was nonsense. And I was like, Siri, it's zit. I mean, like, I know I mumble, but come on. Like, how many words are there for zit? So
how many? Yeah. Well, my Siri is a boy, and he has a British accent.
I think Nikki's does too.
I like the accents. And I don't know. I just want it to be a boy. But
you want a butler. You want someone to serve you.
I want Mr. Belvedere. Yes.
I mean, really. And then, do you remember like back when we used? I don't know. You may still use Waze. I just use Maps. But when we used Waze, and you could like change the voices, and like sometimes like at Christmas it would be Santa, or all of the different like. And I remember, I think Liam Neeson in Taken was one of the voices at one point, and you couldn't understand what he was saying because he talked like this.
You couldn't understand it. But yeah, so I use Maps. I use Apple Maps because I really think they've come up to speed with the Waze. But yes, I used Waze for a little bit, and I used the voice. It was called Boy Band. And it was kind of, to me, it sounded like the bye, the way he would say things, but the boys would laugh every time. Like, are you serious? I'm like, yes. Are you surprised that that's the one I picked? But yeah. So yeah, I have a boy, British boy. I love it. I've changed it from her to him, and it's stayed him. Typically, I like to change those things around quite a bit, but this one I kept it.
No, I am a lazy techie. Like I got my watch. My family was so sweet to buy me an Apple Watch. To this day, I have never watched a tutorial. Like I don't know what it does. All I know is how to track my health stuff, and that's all I do on there. And then like I'll tell it, I'll voice text from it, which is someday I'll learn. But anyway, so I'm just lazy. I don't change things. I don't Like, I'm not one of those people. I don't have whatever that is. Like, you're one of those people, like, you know what's next and what's coming and what's going to be cool next. I'm like, listen, when you tell me, I'll be like, awesome. But I probably won't do anything. Like, I probably won't change anything about myself. So
I don't know how I got to be like that, because I don't feel like I seek out that to know what's the next thing. I don't know if it's because I'm like surrounded by kids that I don't know.
I think it's your love of pop culture and your curiosity, and like you, I mean, you may not seek it out, but you find it. So I don't have whatever that is that you have, and so I just admire it.
I've been really trying to figure this out, what that is, because so I told you I was watching Ted Lasso again. And it's like you catch things that you didn't catch before. Because see, here's the thing. I watched it before it was like what it is now, like 7 Emmy award winning, all the things. Everybody watches it. It's like a cult classic suddenly. I watched it at the very beginning before anyone even knew, because I love the actor Jason Sudeikis, or Sudeikis, however you say it. So I watched, and when I watched, I was like, oh my gosh, you guys have to watch this. They're like, who, what? Okay. So anyway, so it was a while. And so I rewatched it again yesterday, and I forgot how much, like, he's my husband. I feel like I am him. And he always references songs and movies, and he loves like the way he like bonds with his team and all that. I'm like, oh my gosh, he is me. Like the things that he does. There's just one part, and it was in episode 1 or 2, and he was getting a suggestion box, and and he asked the locker room guy to help with the box, and so he hands it to him, and he's like, oh wow, and it's all like craft paper and rhinestones, and he's like, well, this is so great. And the guy's like, yeah, my niece helped me, she likes crafts. And he says, and I like getting a glimpse into your into your real life. And I was like, yes, he just gets it. And I love, this is another thing I picked up from this, and if you've never seen this show, you need to watch. Okay, it's $4.99 for a month of Apple TV. Totally worth it. You can watch it in a week or 2. I just lost my train of thought. What was I going to say?
What else do you love about Ted Lasso?
I just totally lost it. Hi, welcome to my 49-year-old brain. Dang it.
Well, this is good. We'll all tag along.
Oh, it came back. It came back. I love how kindness is this thing. He's just kind to everyone, just because, whoever it is. And how one person, and Coach Beard, who is also my husband, I just love these people, but these 2 people show up and completely change like life after life after life, like the climate, like just everything. And I'm just like, I just felt inspired after I watched it. I was like, okay, you need to, Ted Lasso some people, because he just did. I'm like, look, he wins people over with his kindness and generosity, but mostly it's just thoughtfulness, like remembering someone's name, or every day. Is it every day or every Monday he brings her these like little biscuits in the pink box, and you think he's buying them somewhere, but he's making them. I thought of Casey. I was like,
spoiler alert.
What?
It's a spoiler.
Oh, oops. Sorry, guys. Yikes. But still, you should watch it. I didn't give everything away, but there's only 2 seasons, and there's 10 each, and they're 30 minutes.
When does
it's totally worth it.
Come out?
What's that?
When does season 3 come out? This summer?
So season 3 just started filming.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but there will be a season 3, so that's great. I don't know, I could talk about it forever. because I need it tattooed. I'm emotionally attached to fictional characters. I just feel like characters like him just give you glimpses into when you relate or connect to a character like him, like I have, like it just gives you glimpses of like who you are and how other people are very, very similar. And just how it makes it okay. It makes me feel better about, okay, I like who I am. I like that I do that, or I'm okay. But there's just I've forgotten about this too. Okay, spoiler alert. But there was this one person, a character in the show, kind of the middle of second season, and she just abruptly leaves because what she was there to do is done, and she didn't say bye. He freaks out because she didn't say goodbye to him. There was no closure. And I was like, oh my God, I get that. I totally feel it. I like, so our PE coach, I had to tell him this like after, I guess, I don't know, last year or sometime. It was like at Christmas break. I was like, you can't leave. Please just come and say, I'm leaving, wave, say something. And he laughed and he's like, why? And I was like, I just need that. And I don't know. I think I've always been that way. Man, I really feel like I'm talking a lot. I've always been that way, but I think that definitely COVID, when I say bye to people now, or when we're about to go on a long break, like he travels a lot. And I think in my brain, I think, I just want you to be safe, but I just want to say that to you before you go. And so I just really have to like find those people and say bye, or say it on a group text, like the group me before everybody leaves. Okay, everybody.
Well, I have a question for you. This is not what we're supposed to be talking about, but do you feel like there's anybody in your life who doesn't know how much you love them or care about them?
I mean,
I have an answer.
I mean, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think sometimes, I do think sometimes I don't know that I say it enough.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like I feel like I have to say it a lot. I don't know.
I just feel like you've dedicated the last few years of your life, literally like the last 4 years, to making sure that your people know that you love them.
Yeah, it's super like, I don't know. I don't, and that too, I don't know, because my, just all the things that have happened to me lately, like in those 4 years, like I just get, once it pops in my head and I get the nudge or the urge, I'm like, I have to say it right now. Like I have to say it. Like, I don't know if I can like have this fear that I won't be able to. I don't know.
I just think you've done a really good job of loving people.
Well, thank you. I definitely, after watching Ted Lasso though, because morale is low right now. I think in education, I'm just going to say education. I'm not going to call out my school. But after I saw it again yesterday, I felt like this, like, okay, I got to rally and, because I can't, anyway, just being positive and just upbeat the way he is. So, but anyways, it's such a good show. And he is precious. I love that actor. I've loved him since the first time he stepped onto the Saturday Night Live stage. And there's this character that he did with Kristen Wiig. And I actually saw him. So my sister lived in New York, right? Long, long time ago. And she got us, it was Brandy's 10 years ago, because Brandy was turning 40 and I'm a year older than her. So maybe 10, 11 years. Anyway, we went to Saturday Night Live to watch them rehearse, and he was brand new. I think he had only been there like several, like I guess that season, so months. But anyway, he walked past us. And I was so upset to this day. I'm like, oh, he walked past us. He was new. No one knew him yet, but I did. And I was like, I wish I would have said something. But I just like smiled at him. Like I acknowledged that I knew who he was, but he walked in the door and I was like, dang it. Anyway, look at him now.
Now he's
Mm-hmm.
amazing.
So
I think that his believe sign would be a great tattoo.
yes,
Mhm.
I love that. That's a good idea. Do you want more tattoos?
I do.
I do too. You know, I I didn't believe the people when they said, "Oh, once you get one, you're gonna want more." I'm like, no, this is all I want. That's lies.
Well, I think he's
Because
like,
I want more. I want like 4 more.
see,
No,
I don't
not 4 more,
know
like 3
what I
more.
want, but I do. Like, I think about it often. I'm like, what will my next tattoo be? I love that my story and my like one of like these are the 2 tattoos that I have right now are like reminders. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I love that. I love that I can look down and see them. And I love that when you ask me about it, I get to tell you what it means to me.
Mm-hmm. I
So,
do too.
but I have to laugh. I was talking to my nephew this weekend. I love, love this kid. He's not a kid anymore. He's grown up. He's like legit grown up with a job and all the things. And he was looking, he was like, "Hey, Christy, when did you get that tattoo?" And I was like, 5 years ago and 4 years ago. He was like, "Nah." And I was like, "Yeah." And I was like, well, I mean, to be fair, the last 4 years, I mean, he's been graduating high school, going through college, and doing all the things. But I just had to laugh at him. We were talking, and the 3 of them have a 1, a 2, and a 3 tattoo because they're 3.
Oh,
And he was like, yeah, I want to get 2 full sleeves. And I was like, oh, well, what else do you have? And he said, oh, just that one. And I was like, oh, baby, you better get started because he's got like 1, 2 tiny little tattoos. Like, it's going to take a while to do full sleeves at that rate.
yeah.
I can't wait to see. I was like, I can't wait to see what he picks to tell his story.
Uh-huh. Speaking of, I mean, what you just said, telling your story, I have become like, this is nothing new to anybody that knows me. Obsessed with people and their stories, and just the way you said it, because I went over to someone's house. Um, gosh, I guess at the very beginning of the month, it was like April 2nd, and I walked and I was going to help. I was meeting them for the first time because I need help organizing, and that might sound familiar to you in a minute, but
Exactly where you're going with this.
they walked me around. We started in the kitchen, and the refrigerator is, I mean, y'all, covered side to side, top to bottom, freezer, door, all of it with stuff. And when you first look at it, you're like, whoa, that's a lot of things on your refrigerator. But when you get closer, it was just, I hadn't even said it out loud, but I was just looking in my head at all of the things. And I was like, okay, concert tickets. Ooh, they like music. Oh, grandkids. That's really special to them. Ooh, there's a playbill. They must, like their story was just for me to see. And I already knew so many things about them. They hadn't even said anything. And the owner, he's like, I know this looks terrible. He was, already thinking I was judging him. He's like, this looks really messy and it looks, whatever. And I was like, no, it's fine. This is actually kind of cool. And he said, he's like, this is our story. He's like, we want to be organized, but I don't want to touch this. And I said, and nor do I. Like, this makes me happy. And obviously I like how things are honored on it. And you see it all the time. And, it was really cool how much of them I could read just by looking at their refrigerator. So when he said that, he's like, this is our story. I was just like, oh my gosh, I just love that you said that. And now I just look around, even when I was at the checkout the other day, like, just look at people. Like they're telling you things about them without telling you things about them.
For sure. And I think about that, like, like Noble in his space, like, I tend to like walk in and like, hey, pick that up, or, this didn't go here or whatever. But what is he communicating with his space? Like, what does that space say about him that he wants someone else to see? Like, what, and, I love that, like the home that you went into, that you didn't assume that that's them being disorganized or whatever. Like, you didn't label it, you just listened to it. And I love that you realize that that was their story, because we tell our stories of what we wear, what what bags we carry, if we have any stuff anywhere, little tattoos, jewelry, all the things. It's all telling a story. And I feel like some people, whether they know it or not, um, they tell the story that they're afraid to tell their story, that they're afraid to be seen, when they are, when they try so hard to have the look from head to toe. This is judgy of me, but the people that have the look from head to toe, that's like an outfit of the day, not that they're not like a Brenda outfit of the day where you're like putting stuff together, but where it's heavily curated to look like something that you've seen. Like, if I look at you and all I like, the story that it tells me is that you follow so and so, or you shop here, like that. Like, I want to know, what's your real story. What are you
Right.
hiding? Not in a bad way, but like, what, like, I want to see you. Like, what are you afraid to show people? And I
Right.
had a young teenager tell me the other day he wants a job, and I said, well, the next time you see this person, say, I would love to work with you, if you when you hire again, if you would please consider me. And he said, I'm so afraid that people are going to tell me no. Like, and like, I, like, the other adult that I was with kind of like not dismissed it, but it was like, well, you're never gonna know if you don't ask. You just gotta ask. You just gotta get in there and say what you need to say. And I was like, but that, like, I was kind of like just stuck at what that revealed to me about his heart and how tender it is. So I haven't quite come up with that. It was last night, actually. I haven't come up with a response yet, but I would like to have a thoughtful response, because all I could think of at the moment was, like, I understand where you're coming from, and I think it's going to feel a lot the same way when you go to ask somebody out. Like, it's going to be hard because you'll be afraid that she's going to say no. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, and back to Ted Lasso, he quotes the Walt Whitman. One of his quotes is the what is it? Ask questions, don't judge. Is that what it is?
I don't know.
Oh, no, be curious and don't judge. And there's this one scene where he's like, if you would have just asked me, you would have found out, blah, blah, blah. But instead you just assumed and judged what you thought. And so something really cool happens because that person did that. Yeah. So I don't know. What was I don't know what I was watching recently, or something like just hit me in the head, or I think it was something I was wearing to work recently, because I don't know. I think when growing up, I kind of, what you said, kind of followed the mold, and I think when you're in school, it's kind of, you get in that because you want to, be liked and be,
Want to fit in.
Yeah, you want to you want to be wearing what everybody's wearing. So I think I fell into that trap a little bit, but for the most part, I've always kind of just, liked what I liked, and I would wear it. And so recently I wore something to work, and not everyone, but in my little circle, people that up in the front were like, that is the cutest thing. Like, I just love that look. That's so great. But then they would follow it with like, well, you can pull that off. Well, that looks cute. That looks cute but it's you can do that. And I'm like, because it was something like stripes with, polka dots. I don't know. They're like, how do you do that? And I was like, I like stripes. I like polka dots. I'm like, I just mixed it. What? So I came home and I just like really looked, and I was like, okay. But I was like, anybody can do this. So anyway, that outfit inspired some other outfits, and I was like, you know what? I want to start. And because I get at school too, you like, you want to wear jeans, I can wear jeans this day and this day and this day. So I kind of got in a rut, wearing jeans and t-shirts to work, which is totally allowed. But I decided after that outfit, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to jazz it up and dress the way I used to like to dress loud. Today I wore these, like, I think they're snakeskin boots with polka dot socks. I don't know, but it doesn't look like, it looks age appropriate still, but it's just fun. And I'm just like, I want to go back to the Brenda who would be like, I want my insides, my outsides to match my insides. Like inside my brain, it's colorful and bright and fun and loud. And that's who I am. So I'm just going to start wording on the outside again. And it's been received well. Like this lady at Dollar Tree would tell me the other day I was wearing something else. I mean, I used to say crazy, but it's not crazy. It was something I liked, very bright. But anyway, she was staring at me and I was like, oh God, what? Is there a booger? Is there a stain? No, she's like, I really like your look. You look so cute. And I'm like, oh, thank you for saying that. And that's not why I dress, so people can give me compliments, but it was just neat to her, to see me and go, yeah, I like what she's got going on. So,
and I
so
love,
yeah, so I've been doing that.
Oh, sorry. Okay, go.
No,
I'm one of those people. I compliment people all the time. Like, and I love that people take the time to acknowledge just that, like, there's something about you that resonated with them. Right. I love that.
Yeah. I think that was like one of the first times that like just like she was a complete stranger. Like she was walking out of the store, was walking in the store, and she kind of like stepped back and looked at me and I was like, oh God. I was like, thank you so much for saying that. Like, like I didn't think I needed that, but it was really cool that she's, and then I was in my head later going, I hope because I was wearing like a sundress with like a concert shirt under it and some tennis shoes. And so I was like, I hope she wears a dress with tennis shoes because she liked how it looked. Maybe she never thought of that. I don't know. Yeah. Speaking of your story and fashion real quick, can we just talk about your girl for a minute?
Epic. It was.
So she posted some pictures, and I'm gonna say this out loud before I forget because I want to know all about what a Sammy is, some award or whatever. I want to know. But Christy's daughter Casey, who's a freshman in college at Sam Houston, posted these pictures, and I'm obsessed because when I saw them, I was like, who is this girl? Is she an actress? Is she a model? Is she a CEO of a company? I'm like, whoever she is like confident and bold and cool, like everything. Her dress is amazing. And like I just, but part of her story is this disco ball. And just the way she posed with the ball, I don't know. I was just like, what? I couldn't stop. I was like crying and then laughing and then smiling. And I was just like, wow, wow, wow. Yeah. Like really cool. And I am just like, so I started thinking about the episode where we talked in my kitchen about, you're about to go to college or they're about to have their senior year, that one.
It's 2 years.
And I'm just like, look at her now. Whoa. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah. So these pictures, y'all, they are epic. They look like an album cover.
Yes, that's what
they're just very, very well done. And she's
yes, gorgeous. It does.
Like
absolutely beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And that's the other thing. I was like, her shoes are simple. Her makeup is just, she had to like pop of color on her lip. Her hair is pulled back. Like, she just looks amazing. But yes, album cover, I told her. But I mean, it could be a cover of a magazine. Just, I don't know. And I was just like, whoa. It's like, I want to know this girl. And I'm like, oh, wait, I know her.
I know her. Yeah. Yeah.
But I did. I could not. I was just like, wow. So anyway, so then I saw you guys posted with her and y'all all looked beautiful. I guess that's what she wore to an award show or something, award ceremony, award show. See, she's celebrity.
So
So what she was nominated, your post on Instagram said, for a Sammy, which Sammy's the mascot.
So Sammy's the mascot, and
Yeah,
back
tell
in
me what it is.
1995. So this was a very full circle moment for us. We worked for the department that hosts the awards, that created the awards. So we actually worked for the department in 1995 when Carlton brought the idea. He had gone to SMU. I love Carlton. He's actually this like legit PhD doctor. He does a lot of things with race and identity. He's amazing, and he was amazing then. But he brought an idea. SMU had a student award, a university award ceremony. So our department developed the idea. So in 1995, it was the very first one. And it was my second year at school, but I was a junior. So I was nominated for outstanding junior student leader, and I didn't win. I know who won. I'm not going to call her out on our podcast. She's not listening, but I don't want to be a jerk. But I was grumpy that I didn't win. And then, so in 96, I was a senior, but I wasn't a graduating senior, so I wasn't eligible for an award. And then in 1997, I won my Sammy, which is I have it on my desk.
Yay.
I have mine on my desk because I was one of the ones who created the award. My boss Carlton ordered the award, and they misspelled my name.
Oh, stop right now.
And so that to me, like, that keeps me, that whole, not just the fact that I won a Sammy, which is just priceless, but the fact that they misspelled my name on it is like that to me is such a Christy thing. That's it's a humbling thing. Like, yes, it's awesome that you won, but they still misspelled your name. Like, and so I've never had it changed. I didn't have it fixed at the time, anything. So I won a Sammy. James won a Sammy the next year when he was a graduating senior. And then fast forward, so the last time we went to the Sammys was in 98, right before he graduated, when he won a Sammy. And then for Casey, there's thousands of more students at Sam Houston now. So she and a pretty good sized group of first year students were nominated for outstanding first year student leader. And I love that nobody at a couple of people at the university, nobody in that world knows anything about us, knows, like, it's not our world anymore, but she defines. And I love that out of thousands of students, she was nominated for an award, and she didn't get it. But for me, and I told her, and her friend was nominated for an award and didn't receive the award. And I was like, I'm just going to say one thing to y'all before you leave tonight. There are thousands of students whose names are not in that book. I said, you always say, oh, it's an honor just to be nominated. It is an honor that you rose to the top in this group. So
absolutely. Yes, me too. I was like, well, yeah. And I saw outstanding freshman. I think that's what it was on y'all's caption. I was like, oh my gosh, because I thought it, I saw it. I was like, look at all of the things.
Like, think about
that she has just
won. Like,
yeah.
I mean, like they read his biography, and I was like, this guy is amazing. And Casey is, like, they get to interact with each other. Like, this is this group of students. They're not just like, they're living out their calling. So
yeah,
I just have such respect. I've been kind of in my head, about it, because I didn't really want to post, because I didn't want to post to make it about us. I didn't want to, I don't feel comfortable saying I'm proud of Casey or her nomination, because proud feels proprietary. Like I did something. I didn't do anything. I didn't, she didn't get nominated for that award because of anything that we did. And she didn't, like that, that's her work, right. I want her to get any accolades for that. Like I'll always take responsibility when I mess up, but I don't want to take
away from her.
Yeah, for something that I didn't do. Like it. So I don't, proud doesn't feel right, but I am just been.
Could you be in awe of her? Like, I don't know.
That's what I wrote in my post. Like it just at what she's done in the world that she's creating for herself. She's about to to have her own place or have her own room in a place on campus. And you know, we've talked about what her summer's going to look like, when she's going to work, and what she's going to do. She has all of these things. Like, she's curious, right? Like, so she wants to take this kind of class. She wants to explore this. And I'm like, I don't worry. I know some kids her age or younger. I live with one who I think if you had a week free, you may just sit in front of the TV for a week, right? Like, more power to her. That's what floats your boat. But she's not going to do that. She might do that some, but she's also going to like get her stuff done, and she's going to go learn something, and she's going to go experience something. And I was like, I love who she is. And I love that even though she doesn't live here, she's still that person, but even more so.
I see that too. Maybe we can talk about this next time, because it's actually been in our Slack for a little bit, but talk about, I put on show ideas to talk about influencers, how much of, someone that you follow do you like emulate, and then do you feel like that improves yourself, like your true self, or do you feel like you lose yourself a little bit because you're doing more some of the things that they are doing? And why I would like to talk about that, because what you said, I am that person who, if I had 3-day weekend, I don't know, this past weekend, and her son is with his dad, and I took a whole day to lay on the couch, when in my mind, I feel like the weather was nice. I wanted to get out to do something, but I chose to stay inside. And speaking of Casey, so this summer I have goals, because I want to go to some of these coffee shops that she's been going to that are in Houston, because I've kind of become a coffee snob. I can't remember where I was when I had a cup of coffee. And I was with Matthew. I think it might have been on a trip to Austin or something. And then I went with my mom that one time to Smithville. And so coffee just doesn't taste the same to me, like when I make it at work or whatever. So she's been going on these coffee shops, just like writing ones down. I was like, I'm going to do that. I'm going to go, and I'll, either go by myself and take a book or a journal, or just sit around, or just sit there and people watch. I don't know. But I'm like, that is what, yeah, that sounds like so much fun. And I love how she, when she goes to these places, like, she doesn't just go get coffee. Like, she is there absorbing everything and what they have and who is there. It's just so cool. I love that. So she's a little micro influencer.
I think that I don't think that like the influencing that way is a bad thing. And I think if you're influenced in a way that makes you move closer to who you're called to be, then that's awesome. Like, sometimes you need to see it and someone else to recognize it in yourself, right? Or to, like, for me, as a, like as a teenager becoming a woman, like, I didn't have a role model necessarily that I wanted to be like. So I kind of picked bits and pieces of a bunch of different people, and, and kind of tried those things on, for better or worse. And so I think that influence can be a really positive thing.
Oh, for sure.
But I think if you're influenced by someone, whether they mean to do it or not, like if they, if I see your stuff online and it makes me feel bad about myself, or if it makes me feel bad about you, then I unfollow you. I'm like, no, because I don't need any more shame or criticism or anything else in my head. So I think that's a whole big topic. I don't know. I'd have to really organize my thoughts on that, because I'm all over the place. But I think it can be a really good thing to see a glimpse into someone else's life. But I think it's as long as it's with the understanding that you only see a part of their story, you don't know what's behind.
Right. Like, that's true. When I typed that idea, I was getting ready. I don't know if I was getting ready for work. I was in the bathroom, was getting ready. I had the laptop and I was watching YouTube videos of the two people of this couple that I follow. And I started following them back in November. I've talked about them, I think. And I don't know, it just clicked to me that some of the things that I have adopted or have kind of, have been inspired by them. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm doing that. I'm doing that. I'm doing that. I'm doing that. And it's not all bad things. There's actually like, I feel good and positive and, I'm like, thanks, Matt and Blue. But then, but then I felt so like, whoa, because I've really like I've changed some thinking, I've changed some habits, I've they've whole gardening and plants have kind of sort of started there a little bit, but I know I'm just now clicking too. They kind of like tell their story or they show their personality, which I think of you a lot like this too. Like their personality is like, just like they wear it. They, you know what I mean? Like they wear crazy socks or you can just tell that like they wear things that make them happy. Like they just exude like their selves. Like I love watching them because I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool how he's dressed. And I don't know, they're just like very free, happy go lucky. And I just really like them. But then I was like, oh my gosh, well, I'm doing so many things, like they do. Like, why? But I think it's just it's all good things the way they live and
But don't
kind of
you
like
think that we forget who we are? Like I don't want to speak for like all middle-aged women, right? But I think that we get so caught up in who we are, like in our roles.
mm-hmm.
Like maybe I was so busy being a mom or I was so busy being a wife that I forgot that I'm a silly girl or um
Yes.
I was so convicted about doing things that bring me joy. And
Mm-hmm.
I went to a museum and I was like, this is something that I used to love. And so I joined the Museum of Fine Arts back in,
Hey.
at the end of January. You know how many times I've been?
You need to go.
It kills me. Like, yeah, because I paid for the membership.
Right.
Also, I've missed a couple of not exhibits, but events that I wanted to go to. And I was like, so I think sometimes we need to be reminded of those pieces of
Mhm.
ourselves that we've put away because we just put our heads down and we get through the day or we get through the week or we get to the next thing. And then like before you know it, like living with your head down is just the way that you live and you forget to look around and see
Mhm.
who you were or who you want to be. It's just
Mhm.
what you are.
Yeah.
And I do think that people help us remember who we want to be.
Mm-hmm. I think yes, and I like yes. I'm a silly girl who likes to wear mixed prints and bright colors, uh, and here's the other thing is, like today, I I felt cute. I liked what I was wearing. It made me happy. It made me feel like me. But there was that little hint of, oh gosh, well, I'm 49. Am I supposed to be dressing like this? And then I was like, well, I don't look 49. Well, I work at an elementary school. So, I was, I don't know if I was talking myself down, but I was just trying to make it okay. Um, or not okay. I don't know. But I mean, I ended up wearing it. I was like, that's cute. I like it. It's comfortable.
Okay. I know you have a piece of paper or a post-it note or something on that desk or in that desk. All right, you ready? Got a pen?
Uh-huh. Hold on. Okay.
I, comma,
I, comma,
write your name.
what?
Write your name because you're
Oh,
signing.
I, comma, Brenda. Okay.
Give permission for
Give permission for.
also
Okay.
write your name.
What's that?
Write your name.
Oh. Okay. Okay.
To wear whatever she wants to wear, and then sign and
Whatever
date it.
she wants to wear.
Now you never have to wonder again if you can. You have a permission slip. You are legit. Put that someplace you'll remember it.
I love you. I'll put it on my mirror. But isn't that, like, I don't know. Yeah, I was just, I thought that. And just like sometimes I'll step back, like whenever I talk about boy bands too much, I'm like, oh, right, I'm 49. But I'm like, whatever. I love boy bands. I always have. Whatever. Get over yourself, Brenda.
What if we replace 49? Like, what if whenever you're like, oh, I'm a 49, like, what if I'm 49? What if it's just like, what if 49, if instead of 49, you say, I'm a person?
I'm a person.
Like, not I'm 49, but I'm a person.
Mm-hmm.
Like forget the 49. Like, what, you're just you. Nobody but you cares about the 49. Nobody but you has some women. Some people might have an expectation of what 49 should look like, but they're not our people, right? Like, if you're gonna if you need me to act a certain way so you can feel more comfortable about who you are, then you're not my people, and I'm not your people. Like, I am, like, I'm wearing overalls. I'm wearing them, like, and they're not even cute anymore overalls. Like, this is I didn't wake up and think, and I also didn't know we were going to go to the bank today and do like adulting stuff. And I was like,
whatever. I love it.
But
I'm not.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. Like, right. If someone's going to look at me and be like, oh, she shouldn't be wearing overalls if she's a business owner, they're not my people. And I'm certainly not theirs. And that's okay. I'm not, like, that's the whole thing, right? I'm not for everybody. And my job is not to make everybody happy or everybody like me. If everybody likes me and everybody accepts me, I'm doing something way wrong. I should be pissing people off and alienating people because I live out loud and I say, this is what I stand for. This is who I am. Right? Like I don't know what the percentage of the people is who shouldn't like me, but it's high. It's not zero.
Yeah.
So, and that's okay. I love you. I love you. I was trying to be so good. So tell us, you've got to run because you're doing something super cool.
So yes, I have to run because today we're recording on April 18th and it is my little sister's 46th birthday. And so I'm making dinner for her, and my mom and her boyfriend are coming over. So that'll be fun. So I'm going to do that. And so I also just want to give a shout out because I don't know if this is when this will air, but our 1 year or 2 year Normal Bias podcast will be 2 years old. I think on the 27th or 28th. I'm not sure the exact date.
Next week, yeah. It's what is today? The 18th. Yeah. So the next week. So we'll have to do something.
Yeah, maybe that's when we'll try to live or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so anyway, so thanks. Well, I was just looking. I know mine's not overalls, but I was like, oh my gosh, all the time. I always say I'm going to go back and take pictures, but it's a t-shirt under. I'm like, oh, I love that we show up kind of the same.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Like from here up, it looks the same, kind of.
Well, so you were talking about 2 years ago when we recorded with the kids in your kitchen. I know I was wearing these overalls that day. I was probably wearing a white shirt. I'm only not wearing a white shirt today because my one good white shirt was dirty. And I need the other white shirt that I pulled out and put back up. I need to put in my rag bag because I just realized I can't wear it. But I put it back in my pile because I had that moment of like, oh, but then I'll only have one white shirt.
Yeah.
But it's a white shirt with a stain. So I'm probably not going to wear that white shirt. So yeah. See?
Yep.
I needed you to influence me just now, Brenda. Okay. You go make your spaghetti and meat sauce. Okay. So what are you going to serve with the spaghetti? This is important to me.
So when it's Matthew and I, we typically eat the spaghetti and the meat sauce. Sometimes I'll have corn on the side. A lot of times we don't have anything on the side. Today I have a salad and she's bringing some cheese and breads and crackers.
Ooh, fun.
So we'll have that before. Yeah. So it'll be yummy. What do you do?
I don't, but
Mhm.
like when I try to serve something green with spaghetti, so either a salad or green beans. My kids like green beans with it.
Oh yeah, we do green beans sometimes too.
That's
Yeah.
such a Medicare thing, like to do like a pasta with a red sauce and some sort of like canned green beans on the side. So I
Yeah.
don't do, like fresh green beans with that meal. It's a
Yeah.
like, it's like dried
But-
pasta, a jar of sauce, and canned green beans. It's not fancy.
Same. And that's how when I grew up, that's how we would eat it too.
Mhm.
And it was so yummy. So and Matt loves spaghetti. He could eat it once a week. So I don't make it once a week, but every other week. But Alex was like tapped out of spaghetti. So we wouldn't have it as much when he lived here. But so I was like, okay, Matt, we can make spaghetti as much as you want now. So yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna go do that. You've got things to do, but I just want to end with this. Anyone listening, tell your story. If it be something you wear, something you post, but start sharing yourself tell your story without telling your story. And what Christy said, if you want to wear something crazy because that makes you who you are or more who you are, do that this week. Wear the stripes with the polka dots or something neon.
And I'm going to interject here, and I'm going to say, if what you want to wear is what I just basically criticized, if what you want to wear is exactly the outfit that you saw on Instagram, top to bottom, because that inspires you, then wear that. Don't worry about what I say. I mean, I'm wearing overalls and a t-shirt. Right?
Mhm.
So you do you.
Yeah. And with that too, like I have done that. There was an outfit I saw of this girl. I don't follow her anymore, but I liked this one outfit and I got it head to toe. I didn't buy it at Abercrombie, but I bought it. I found imitations at Walmart and Target. But then I added this like funky necklace or some earrings. There's ways to make it you. Mm-hmm.
You were. All right. I love you, Nico.
So,
Spaghetti and have a great night. Have a good week.
okay, you too. Bye, you guys. See you soon.
Hey y'all, are you still watching? Are you still listening?
We're so glad that you're still with us. If you want to connect online, we're at www.normalbiaspodcast.com, or you can find us on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube. And our very favorite, if we made you a mixtape, we'd put all those songs on our Spotify playlist for you.
All the things.